Hello, hello.
Mute
Hiya.
your headphone because you're right here. Another reason why I didn't want you over here while you were participating in the call. Technical difficulties. Because you would forget what but we are setting up, pushing back into
Yeah,
the
that's cool. That's cool.
we need to get settled in
We
a
can
second.
wait.
First off, yo, I'm really grateful that you came up with this topic. Uh, because when you were telling me about how women are saying that women, marriage is a trap, I'm like, damn, I thought all the women that are seeking long-term relationships were looking for the ring. Feel like you should have put a ring on it type situation, but now there is a different narrative, and I am interested because in America, so many women are wanting to be married, and they don't believe it is a trap. They believe like situationships or running into man whores are the typical thing in the trap because then you get emotionally
Mm.
tied, soul ties, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
See, I think you were right because you did say to me, I've heard men say it too, and I said, and I've acknowledged that, and I said, yeah, I've heard men say it also that it's a trap, but I've heard for some reason I've just had more women say it's a trap. Um, by the way, though, can you hear me? Because I'm using my new earphones. I want to make sure you can hear me. Okay.
Oh yeah, I can definitely hear you, and it's smooth, it's smooth, it's smooth.
Okay. So, um, I just found a tweet actually. I literally just found it. I was, and it says some of you guys hate the thought of marriage because your parents had a rubbish one and installed it in you. Um, and now you think that marriage is a trap when actually it's a beautiful thing and it should be fun. It should be fun. Um, uh, so before I get are all the ladies here by the way, because I know they're on mute. I just want to make sure. Is everyone sorted there?
Yep, we're here.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
here.
okay, awesome. Okay, fine. No, just making sure. So, Aaron, before we
Yes, sir.
get into it, what do you think it's men more that say this, or do you think it's women?
Hold up, you were
Just
breaking
for
up
your, I
right
mean,
there.
we're not gonna get into stats or anything like that, but just your personal opinion. I mean, what
Okay.
have you heard from both ends?
I believe a lot of women want to be married. They are working their tails off to be married. If I'm being honest, um, I, be- I believe a lot of women because a lot of women are seeking to be a housewife, not out of like, oh, I can't see myself being an engineer or I can't see myself being a scientist. It's just no, they have a desire to be at home with their lover or at home with the kids or whatever. They don't see themselves working a full blown career forever, and I
Mm,
think it's just in their nature. Men are hunters, women are the gatherers. Now,
mm,
but keep in mind, that within hunting, there is a gathering element to it. It's just that that's not your specialty. Your specialty is, seeking and killing something and bringing it back so there can be nutrition. Uh,
mm,
but gathering is the sides. It is also important. You think you're just gonna be eating meat all your life and you think you'll be okay? No, you need plants, herbs, medicines, all that. And so I believe it's definitely
mm,
necessary to
mm,
to really dive into this because
mm.
I think the trap shows up when expectations aren't met and you're 20 years in.
Okay, I get you. And I've heard females say um it's a it could be a possible trap if because some women don't actually want to be a stay at home, and I've heard some men talk on stereo and say, "I want her to be a stay at home wife." When
Mm.
they want to be the women actually want to be the one kind of making most of the bag, as in earning most of the money. Um,
Mm.
Now is that a good thing, bad thing? We won't go too much into it, but let me paint something. So it's very interesting because in the Lion Kingdom, do you know who does most of the hunting? It's the females, the lionesses.
Interesting.
Very in, very
Interesting.
interesting. And the man, or not the man, but the the lion's job is to protect and to yeah, protect the family. But when it's time when he wants to eat, though, everyone has to move out of the way. But I want to ask the ladies a question though, and welcome by the way, Sherelle and Shanice. Um,
What's up, Sherelle? What's up, Shanice?
this
Hey,
is a
Yeah.
hello.
this is a rare occurrence that I wanna do now. Um,
Yep.
rare occurrence. I want to do it. But the question is, do you girls think it's a trap? And if no, and if yes, then why?
Uh,
Cheryl, do
you
you
want to
want to
go
go
Who wants to
first?
go
first,
first?
Shanice? Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll go first. Oh,
Yeah,
no, go
you go
ahead.
first.
Okay, so I grew up thinking that marriage was a trap in the sense
Mm,
that my mother told me like she didn't have the option to work when we were in Jamaica. Like my father wanted her, wanted to be the only person making the money and stuff and wanted her to stay home.
mm,
Though she had the expectations and still wanted to get married, but he passed. If that didn't happen, I'm sure she still would have gotten married, but her telling me that kind of changed how I thought of marriage for a while. And I think just like growing up, my mind has changed. And I would say, I don't think it's a trap anymore. If you're with somebody that genuinely loves you and respects you and wants the best for you, and you guys are communicating well and everything, talk about everything beforehand, talk throughout everything, you should be fine. It's not a trap. I don't think it would be a trap at that point.
mm. I like that because I guess what I said is kind of true then, right? I guess people do feel that way. So I guess, and especially in our day and age at the moment, people do want a sense of independence, if I can call it that, independence. They want to be able to do their own thing within reason, you know. And again, though, me and Aaron, we talk about a lot, but it's about the communication that needs to be had. Um, because obviously it's not nice being in a relationship where you can't do something when
Right.
what I mean. So again, it's always good to communicate in relationships and to set certain boundaries and expectations before you start kind of getting serious. But for real, what do you think?
Um, you know what? Because I at times I'm not a deep talker. I really had to look up this word trap, to be honest, just to really get
Yeah.
some dictionary definitions, I guess. So,
Mm,
one of the definitions I saw, which seemed appropriate, said that a trap was a position or situation from which it is difficult or impossible to escape.
mm,
So I was sort of looking at it from that angle. Then I mean, I was having a look, having a think of how I personally felt about the word trap, and
mm.
I mean, I can say that I haven't felt trapped in my marriage, but
Thank
I
God for
I
that.
was reflecting on a previous relationship
Yeah.
where it went on for, at first I didn't feel trapped in that previous relationship, but as time went
Mm,
on, and that relationship wasn't really going anywhere, that's when and I was starting to waste time. That's when I started to feel trapped. And
so when
one of, mhm.
so babe, when you say not going anywhere, what do you mean in terms of
So
it
just more like yeah, not progressing. Um
progressing in the
yeah,
relationship? Right. Okay.
basically.
So is
And
it?
yeah.
Uh,
Mhm.
no, go ahead. Go on. Go on.
And maybe a bit too early to say, but this specific situation that made me feel like I it was going to be hard to leave, was a family situation where an ex had helped out a family member that was in need.
Hmm.
So I almost felt like if I left straight away, I would feel guilty. So, guilt can be another thing that causes you to feel trapped
Or to stay
for a
in that
certain amount of
situation.
time. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
Aaron, what's your take on this as you're listening to this? Can you?
That was so good.
Mm,
Damn.
mm. Shanice, what do you think? Listening to what Sherelle said, right? What does Can you say, yeah, if that was my situation, you would feel the same?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I know, like from my dating history, I would say that there are times where I felt like, ooh, this is probably not going to end well, and I probably should leave, but didn't because I felt trapped in a way.
I need oh, okay. Are you able to give an example that's not too personal, if you can, or give a example?
Um, I would just say like emotional like abuse or feeling like scared
Right,
of
okay.
that person to where you don't want to leave, if that makes sense.
No, it
Um,
does. It does. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
No, that makes sense. Okay. Aaron, have you got any questions you want to ask?
I feel like there's like a there's a this is really this is really hard to define because I immediately go literal. Like when Sherelle was talking about trap and the definition of it, it's just, you know, typically allowing entry but not exit. And I don't feel like that's real life. I feel like in a marriage, if things aren't maintained, back to that maintenance,
Mm,
then you have every right to leave the establishment. Going back to the transferable skills and the job analogies we've got, the
mm,
moment you
mm.
don't like your job, you can leave because you can. It's
Hand
that's
in your
that's real
resignation.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, like handing your resignation, and that comes in the form of a divorce or leaving a relationship. And I think a lot
Mm,
of people just they get stuck in the stigma of men. It's cheaper to keep her. She can't have half my stuff, and it's like, well, okay, that's cool, but if you're not happy, you're ruining the legacy because now you're compromising the nurture aspect of your household. As children get older, or as family members come around, they're gonna see the distance or the disingenuous behavior, the dysfunction, all of that. And that ruins stuff. You start adding layers of trauma to people and usually marriage is between quote unquote soulmates or people that get along. Um, if if it wasn't meant to be, I just feel like it'll show up, and a lot of people aren't ready to test their relationship. Not in the sense of,
mm,
oh, I need a marriage license, in the sense of taking the next step and saying, yo, I know that you are my forever, and I'm not going nowhere. So we're gonna move like that. We're gonna talk like that. Going back to what Nathan always says, you have to exhaust all options before you just start talking about throwing away that covenant. And I
mm.
don't think that that element is a part of our generation, respectfully.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. Um, yeah, and I say that because exhaust all your options, don't throw in the towel. And I like what Cheryl said about um, if the relationship isn't going anywhere, she can feel trapped. I guess as a female, right, they can feel trapped because um, no one wants to feel stagnant or stuck in in a situation. You said something today which was brilliant. Man is in manage, and if the relationship is not managed by the man who should be the leader, like I say, right, the man is the head, the woman is the neck. If the if the relationship is not managed by the man, yeah, she's going to feel stuck because there is a, whether it's said or not, mentioned or not in the relationship, the woman really does look to the man to lead in certain areas and make certain decisions. Not to say it's all on him, but that's how it is. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
what I want to say is as well, right? And this is probably going to me and you now a little bit. What do you think as men we feel is a trap? Because me thinking about
Okay.
it right now, I can't think of. Hear me out. I can only think of probably one scenario if, for example, marriage is a trap if kids come involved and she wants full custody or something like that, and she doesn't want
Right.
kids
Okay.
involved. That's. I think at
Okay.
the moment that's the only thing I can think of, honestly, right? And probably there is more. But what do you think it could be for a guy, other than what I just said?
Um, I'm gonna answer that, but after Good Girl Riri, shout out to Good Girl Riri. She here. Shout out to Nina.
Mm.
They're here. And if y'all are listening, share, clap, clap, clap,
Yeah, share if you like this,
engage.
please.
Yes, please, like all in your story everywhere, because these are real conversations, and we're really trying to heal a community, one talk at a time. Here's Good Girl, Riri.
So you have an obligation to your spouse. I think about marriage as like a position, right? That you apply for. You have all these skills on this dream on your resume, right? That you applied for. Your spouse being that company that you applied for. You say you have all these credentials to work for this company. And as you're with this company, the company being your spouse, time is going to tell if you are really, up to par with that position. You're supposed to be fine tuning yourself as time goes on. And if you're not constantly improving yourself and, you're constantly not in long suffering and enduring and having that endurance, it's nothing wrong with that company parting ways, saying, hey, it's not working out. We're going to, go other ways. We're going to part ways with you because we're just going to move another direction because it's not working out.
Mm. I hear that.
Okay, she
What do you
probably.
think about that?
I think she's right, and I mean that's what I had said earlier. So excellent. So then going back to what's a trap for a man? Um, it's it'll be finances at the forefront, and it'll
Okay.
be and then it'll be emotional. It's not going to be any other order, in my opinion. Everything else, because a man's value is based off of his wallet. It's not. A woman is not interested in a broke man, and that's what it is. Remember, only for the eligible. If you are not a working man, if you are still staying with your mother, or I can't even say that because life is different. If you're not working, there we go. If you're not working, this ain't the conversation for you. Go over to some other sci-fi or aliens or whatever. Um, you need to be having something.
Some sort of
No
income.
woman of
Yeah.
value is yeah. No woman of value is chasing after or bowing her head to somebody that ain't got no plan financially, because uh, that's just what it is.
Yeah, I think what you're saying in a nutshell, no financial security, because we're living in a day as well, right, where it's very expensive to live alone, very. So
Yes, yes,
in order to accept someone else into your life, you're saying, look, you need to have something too, right?
mm,
In order to invest in this relationship, you need to have something. You need to have a job, um, some sort of financial sta stability, stableness, right?
yeah,
And
yes,
depend and if someone doesn't, that can be a form of trap if um there is lying involved and all that sort of stuff. But let's go into the a little bit more into the finances. Let's say the guy is working. Do you think it's possible he could be pressured, and that could be a form of a trap in a sense to earn
yep.
more?
That's what. Yep.
Earn,
That you going right into it because this is how a man feels
mm,
trapped typically.
mm,
All right, so like going back to that phrase about how it's cheaper to keep her. That's literally finances. That's the first thing men that are unhappy say. I never heard my father say that I heard all those other men say that. My dad, who's been married for I think 33 or 34 years, he's never said it's cheaper to keep her. Why? Because he's happy with mom. I believe that's an immediate sign that a man is unhappy when he says things like that.
Mm.
And then going to the emotional, it's like you start talking about kids or that custody thing, or um, because she's emotionally unhappy, she went and did something, but she did it where it hurts. So,
Mm.
but there's a cause and effect because she did that. She can never, she'll always be in your life. So what's the point? Because then she's gonna get your money, and she already ruined your emotional side of your life. And I hope that as the listeners are hearing this, it's felt like those are a man's woes. He didn't work 30 years to get to where he at financially stable and halfway get healed up trauma wise. He meets somebody, fall in love, or just in like her enough to want to settle down with her, and then boom, turns out she's tier one schizo, and the rest goes wherever it goes. Like,
Not schizo.
so like it, and you could
You're
flip it. You could
annoying.
flip it. You know what I'm saying? Like you could flip it though. You could easily go to
Oh,
He said
you could
tier one.
easily
It must be a
go.
tier two.
Man, look, it gets murky out there.
Mm.
I understand we
Mm.
all got those voices in our head, but damn, that's all I'll say to that. And that's just one example. And you can go right and sympathize with a woman as well. She's in university or she's grinding and giving it her all, and she meets this guy, and he's irresponsible with how he manages her emotions,
Yeah. See now,
or
we're all
irresponsible with his sexual prowess.
right, there's a reason why I've brought our own ladies to the panel, right? Because we
Mm.
are average men, really,
Yes,
right?
yes,
But we
yes.
make it influence, and it's good. So now I want to hear from the ladies, right? Because is what do you like about? Let me start with Shanice. Okay, Shanice, what do you like about Aaron other than the finances, or other than his wallet? Let's put it that way. Because I feel like now when you explain everything about Aaron, what should come out is
Oh wait, no, no, no! Don't
obviously
give her no guidelines. Don't give her no guidelines. This is it
okay.
right
No,
here.
hold
You
okay.
see,
on.
make it very
What
authentic,
what
very because she
what I'm
follows
trying? Okay.
instructions very well.
Mm,
So,
I see. I see. Okay, fine. Shanice, go ahead.
What
honest
I
answer.
love about Aaron, his mind. Um,
Hmm.
that was really what held me, what kept me for,
Go in. Go into that.
yeah,
Go into that.
like my history, I've been with people that do not know how to communicate, men that do not
Okay.
know how to communicate. From the day, from the night I met Aaron, he's he's done nothing but communicate. You know what I'm saying? And like
Mm,
he his values, his morals, like the way his perspective on life, it's all I love all of that about him. Like he helps me see that like the things that I need to fix, like he's able to get me in line, or like I'll listen to him. Let me say that. Like I feel like when other people tell me things, I don't really listen.
right. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. And I thought so. I thought so. Now imagine Shanice, right? And this is just a answer it as a yes or no. You can expand it if you want to. But if he wasn't all of those things, would you feel trapped?
Yes.
You would. Okay. Okay.
Mm,
I hope everyone's taking notes.
I
Sherelle.
think um,
Oh, was you saying something, Shanice?
I don't know. I think so. I'm gonna stick with yes. I'll stick with yes.
Okay, so before I get to Sherelle, let's look into that a little bit more deeper. if he didn't have any purpose, he wasn't purpose driven. And remember, I'm not talking about money. I'm honestly not. Nothing to do with money. If he wasn't purposely driven in terms of support wise, like you said, right, about his mind, if he didn't have that mindset that you like, and he was
Okay, well
the
then, yeah,
opposite of that,
absolutely.
right? Okay.
I would feel trapped. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Got you. Okay. Um, Shira, what would you like about me?
Well, um, well, you're really
Be
fun.
honest now.
I will. I'm making sure I think, because if not, I tend to babble. So, yeah, you're really fun. Um, you're very affectionate. Really understanding. Um, intelligent. Um, good judgment. Your looks, of course. Yeah, just yeah. Um, yeah, there's many more things, but when you're put on the spot, I like it, yeah. So yeah, I'll leave it as that for now.
I know and I'll
Yeah.
put you guys on the spot, but I think it's a good thing that I've done that. But Aaron, listen to all that. What do you think? Actually,
What do I think? Hmm. I mean, it seems like everybody answered the way they were supposed to, so we've all got some sense. Let's get that out the way.
all got
That's
some
great.
sense.
Yeah, we all got some damn sense. And you're
See,
am I give am, and question, am I giving my opinion on what
I'm
Sherelle
gonna
and
get to
Shanice
that.
said, or
No,
am
no.
I
I mean,
giving my okay?
so what I want you to do now, and I'll do the same. See, now we've got a picture of what a non-trapful relationship looks like. There is no restrictions.
Ooh,
There is no there is no I'm forcing you hands down. You know what I mean? So obviously
yeah.
Aaron was purposeful driven. He loves your mindset. You're purposeful driven. Um, your mindset is very creative. You're very you're I feel like you seek opportunities when you see it and you try to take it.
Mm,
I'm gonna put it that way. Very, very talented as
yeah,
well. So
yeah.
now there is value to you, and everybody likes that. No one would really get with someone if the value wasn't there. Cheryl mentioned something about me, which she said about my looks, and also I'm funny, so she likes that. I'm funny and affectionate. Now, if that was not there, and all those stuff were negative, so instead of emotional, I was angry, or I was, you know what I mean, self-destructive, then that could, in a way, feel like a form of entrapment. So now let's kind of flip it. Now,
Hmm.
what do you see in Janice that you would say this is definitely not a trap? Because what I want people to see is the difference of what a good
Her willpower.
hang on. What I want people to see is how a because no relationship is perfect, but I'm gonna say good. A good relationship looks like. And Shanice did say, I think Shanice did say, communicate, communicate very well. I think she did say that.
Hmm.
Is
Yeah.
that what you said, right? Yeah. So that is, bro. That's brilliant right there. That's brilliant right there. You know, you're not just good on the panel, bro. You're good at home. So like, you communicate. Brilliant. Um, but yeah, bro. Over to you.
Okay. Yeah, bro. Willpower. It's it's that. Do you want me to expound, or can I just
Oh
leave it
yes,
there?
please.
Okay. All right. So credentials. Shanice is a graduate of university. She was delayed from the pandemic, and I guess other weird things, but she made it. She's the first of her kind. Her and her class are the first graduates of, the pandemic. That's interesting, right? Like if you ever go back in the books, she might pop up. I would have gave up immediately. I would have used that as the quickest excuse to get out of that commitment. Um, Willpower. She is making it coming from another country. Now riddle me that. How do you create something out of nothing so well? Over and over and over again. It's 365 days, 365 opportunities. If you want to shrink it or put the microscope on it, there's a lot of ways to fuck that up. And she just maintains. It's incredible to see.
Wow.
Willpower, bro. She puts
Wow.
effort into me. There's willpower there. There's a real dedication to me. Understanding me. Patience. Changing herself in ways that can better fit me. Me watching it happen live. Outwardly speaking about her changes. This is, she hasn't even been around healthy communication, and she's able to assimilate into something healthy, or what appears to be,
Mm,
whatever feels like growth, because subjective, right? Whatever results
mm,
may vary, all that. But she's doing this, and then she's applying. The definition of intelligence is acquiring a skill and then application of it. How well does it go? So how well something goes is efficiency. So if we talk about time being the thing that you can't get back, if she's extremely efficient with making things happen, that means we can get to our goals faster. Women are birthers. When their
mm,
life is on the line and she's putting our child into this world, she has to fight on the table to produce our little one, our efforts. Now, if that's symbolic, holy shit. If that's symbolic, then then that everything that we plan, she is our birther. She is our catalyst. All you have to do is give her the environment and her willpower surges. And keep in mind, in the worst circumstances, she can still produce. Pandemic graduate, foreigner. And we're only two accomplishments in. The list goes on with this
mm.
one. Willpower. That's why I don't feel trapped. Dealing with her, interacting with her.
Wow. That's deep. I like that. I like that. If you don't want a man to feel trapped, got to do all of that. But this is the word you say all the time. This is only for the eligible. And to be
Only
honest,
for the
bro,
eligible.
I'm writing everything that you say, and it is hard to match. It's hard for the modern day people and the modern day women to match up to this sort of stuff, bro. So you got a good one. Um,
Yeah, bro.
and vice versa. What Shanice said about you, it's very hard to find a guy like you too. So I mean, and I want again. I'm trying to. This I thought this might be maybe a little tea in the biscuit conversation today. Not too deep, but it is deep. But you can digest it and eat from it, right? Because I just want people to see what could be a trap and what isn't. Janice, did you want to say something? Because I saw you take yourself off mute.
No, I'm just over here blushing. I don't have anything to say.
Ah,
Right, so it's my turn. So, think what I like about Sherelle is when I first met Sherelle, and I know people say it's not good to go into a relationship when you know you still feel a way, you still are frustrated about stuff that's happened in the past. Because I not I wouldn't say I came with baggage, but I came with concerns that I should have really taken to therapy. I'm gonna be honest, right? But when I met
Mhm.
Sherelle, it was very interesting because we had the same fears about marriage and relationships. I'll say fears. And and Sherelle was the only woman that really kind of helped me. Just she didn't even realize she was there with her kindness, loving. She's very loving, she's very loving, and she listens to me. When I mean listens, I mean she listens. She listens to how I feel before she talks. Um, she's very attractive, obviously. I mean that's why I'm with her, right? Very loyal to me. She tells me the truth. She allows me to tell her the truth, even if it's bleak, even if it sounds bad. Because I
Mhm.
noticed that a lot of men, they find it hard to talk to their ladies because they don't have they're not given that opportunity to feel open. So I get that from Shira, and like it's very easy for me to tell her if I've messed up in something, or just to tell her about my situation, or if I'm struggling with something. She allows me to talk. She's very calm. I know there's a stereotype out there saying all women are loud, but she's very calm when I want to talk to her, when it's something really important. She manages her money very well. Manages her money very well. Um, she takes care of the house, in terms of like the kitchen and stuff. Because like I said, I think you've heard me say this before, Aaron. I can cook, but she can make nothing out of something. So I will cook everything in the house. I could probably, I'll cook something. I'll cook like a three-course meal, right? But Shiraz's the type that she would find something and make it last, and that's what I like. That's what I like
Yeah,
about her. She'll
don't
she'll
finish
make it
out the
last.
whole packet.
All right, darling. All right, all right, all right, all right. um,
Ah,
she 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 gives me direction when it's needed to. I always say this: the man's the head, but the woman is the neck. So the head can't move if the neck's stiff. It's impossible. Um, and she's very encouraging. I mean, lately, since literally, honestly, since I met Aaron, she's really been encouraging me, saying, go, 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 do what you want, do this, talk with Aaron, do this. What you're doing is really good. And I think with Aaron, anyway, let me not get to Aaron, but yeah. So she's just really everything that I've really wanted in a woman, and that's very hard to find. Very, very, very hard to find. Um, yeah, like she's brilliant. Um,
Thank
and
you.
again, very, very attractive to me. Very, very attractive. And that's important for us guys, right? I mean, if she
yeah,
wasn't,
we're
and this is
visual
just me,
creatures. Nah,
this is
that's
just
that's a
me
private
speaking.
talk. We start
This
talking
is
about that.
this is just me talking. If she wasn't attractive to me, that would be my
She
thing
wouldn't
on
be
the chat.
here.
I'm just saying that,
Yeah,
She's
that's
yeah,
not.
true.
but
Yeah, yeah. Like it would
that
have
she
have to
wouldn't
been
be there.
something else.
But
If she's not attractive, it's like some weird scenario
yeah,
now. Now
so
there has to be money involved. There has to be some type of emotional scandal that's going on. You could
yeah,
immediately start going towards Hollywood.
Mm,
yeah. So I like that. And she's a great person. She's a great talking buddy. Very good. Like it's great when someone can hold a conversation and you can just talk. And that was mainly how I think that's why we kind of fell in love very quickly because we just talked all the time. We were just talking and talking and talking. And yeah, and we just hit it off really quickly. She's very relatable as well. Let me stop. But there's a lot of good stuff about her that um, I've been looking for, and it's all in her. So so now all of that being played in reverse, if she wasn't calm, if she was the typical what we say, all black women are loud, which I know is not true, obviously. Um, if she wasn't comforting, if she didn't allow me to talk or express my feelings, if she didn't add to me at all, if I didn't get any sort of sense of loyalty. I don't talk about cheating wise, but in terms of just being there for me, that would have been a form of a trap for me. Does that make sense, guys? Aaron, jump in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm back. I'm back.
You what?
Nah, I, somebody called and stopped the thing, but I'm back. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I was saying, did you hear what I said there?
Run me back, just like
No,
the
that's
last
cool.
portion of it.
So what I was saying was all of that, everything that I said about what Sherelle is to me, all of that played in
Yeah, I heard
reverse.
that.
It would have
Yeah,
been,
yeah, yeah. Hmm.
yeah, it would have been for a form of entrapment for me. And what I was saying is, um, Aaron as a guy as well. What do you think? Like, can that be a form of it? Like all the stuff you said about Shanice, that would be a form of entrapment for you too, right?
Right. Because I mean, okay, let's use visual. There's already been women that's utilized willpower, and I disqualified them.
Mm,
You see that? Like, there's already,
mm,
like that's not your first pretty woman. It's the fact that it's her. It becomes very unique at that point. Because the question goes, what's so special about her? Well, it's the totality of the willpower, everything that's wrapped in around
mm,
it. If it's not Shanice's willpower, well then, mm, well, what are we talking about? You get very personal very quickly, and I think all of this is conditional. You don't want to be trapped. That goes back to the negotiations, like
mm.
because this is usually what happens in a relationship. Okay, how long have you been married?
2 years now.
2 years, three, two.
Mm. Two 2 years now.
Okay, yeah, two. All right. So by year five, what will y'all look like? What will y'all sound like? That's where the trap happens. Because time is automatically assumed, isn't it's automatically assumed as a resource in a marriage. What gets
Mm.
scary is when you invest that 5, 10 years, what's the maintenance looking like?
Yeah, we talked
How do
about
you
that.
look,
Mm,
Nathan? How do
mm,
you look, Sherelle? How do I look? How does Shanice look? Is it that same beauty? Now, beauty will diminish aesthetically, but we're only talking about soul at that point.
mm.
How beautiful is their soul still? Who's maintained it?
Still.
Who's kept it?
Mm.
Yeah. What does the willpower look like? That's because my question is, do you have the willpower to maintain this feeling that we give each other constantly, everywhere in our lives? Can you strike that 60% of the time or 51% of the time? 7 days in a week. You have to be decent to your partner 4 out of those 7.
Mm.
So it's I don't know, like it's all wonderful until it's not. That's the realism, and you have to put respect on it. And so the choice, I choose to be this person, for the rest of my life. We're not talking about things that are out of your control. We're talking about the only thing that's ever been in your control, you.
Mm. Wow. And keeps going back to this meeting and stuff. And it's so true. The willpower. Willpower for me is having that personal drive. You know, having that personal drive. When I think of maintenance as well, it involves checking that everything is functional. You know, when you want to check that something's working, you do the servicing, you do the repairing, the replacing is something needs replacing, right? Um, and I guess yeah, like you said, the looks do fade over time because nothing,
Hmm.
as things get older, nothing keeps or preserves its youth. Everything ages,
Yeah, it
especially if
always
it's
has to
being
go
used.
past looks.
Say that again.
And so yeah, you always have to look past looks. or go past looks. Like, what else is there?
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know,
you do have to look past looks. I feel like,
you still have to be
see,
attracted to
for
the person, obviously. But
I feel like the thing is, it's a. See, this is why your character and the soul of the person matters so much, right? Because for a guy, looks really do play a part. They do, they do. Aaron, do you remember in high school and you see something, you think, oh, okay, that person looks okay, physically okay, and then you notice like 5 years later down the line they've gained a lot of weight. You're like, whoa, did I really go on
Facts.
the prom with you? Like, you know what I mean? Because they didn't
Facts.
keep their
that's a
they
part of
didn't
it.
keep their they, they didn't keep their image in check. And
But that's the
sometimes
facts.
that is the fact. But
Like you don't even have to.
the character is so important. And
No, the
but
character.
also what you said though, bro, the maintenance though is so key because I can't let myself go as I get older. I still expect Cheryl to care for me, love me and whatever. But it's at this point, in my opinion, it's kind of self-disrespect if I let myself kind of go obese, knowing that she liked me how she liked me, and still, you know what I mean? Like that's how I'm thinking because I'm a guy, and you're visual too. But it really does, and this is why the maintenance is so important because it covers everything. Communication, I'll be communicating well in a relationship, and and physical stuff. I know we age, I get that, but I believe um, there is still a way to uphold ourselves in relationships, like you said, the maintenance, bro, which is
Yeah.
so important. Um,
I feel like
someone was
this.
trying to.
Oh no, go ahead. No, you okay? No, you was
No,
gonna
no,
say
you,
something.
you
Go ahead.
go.
Go
No,
ahead.
you go because I think you're gonna forget it. I'm gonna go back to what I was gonna say.
Nah, I'm gonna write it down because I shouldn't have interrupted you. Yeah, that was my
No, it's
fault.
cool.
Go
I
ahead. Go
mean,
ahead.
I was someone was trying to convince me this week that it's okay to let yourself go and to. She was telling me her story about her marriage and she let herself go. She's gained a lot of weight and
Mm.
she thinks it's okay, but her man is not as intimate as he used to be. But she was trying to convince me that, you know, people shouldn't judge on that. But again, maintenance, right? Communication is so important. I think, did you want to
Oh,
say
go ahead,
something?
Shanine.
Okay,
Now we get into it. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, that
I
would get there.
mean, I agree.
Uh huh.
However,
However,
I feel like that shouldn't be like, you mean to tell me you don't find me attractive at all because I put on a little bit of weight? It's like, was
no,
it only superficial? Was it only that? Like, I understand
mm,
men are visual creatures,
mm,
humans, not creatures, whatever. But the
I
love
believe.
isn't there anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, no, and yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but this is why I'm saying that everything is important
May I
regarding
may I
maintenance
answer
because
that?
go ahead.
Uh, Thank you, Nathan. It's it's simple. It's very simple. Do you look at that man the same way if he's broke? Are you feeling as close to him? Do you want to do what you did when y'all was up? Sex in Barbados is different. Intimacy in Barbados is different. Ask any woman that's been there with her significant other.
You just opened my
It's
mind to
just
something.
and then if you don't want to use money,
Mm.
because women are emotional, right? You still feeling intimate with that man, but he don't even really be talking to you like that throughout the day.
Mm.
You want to do what he telling
I
you to
know, but
do.
that's different because we're talking about what we're seeing. We're talking about
Yeah.
more of the visual
Oh,
aspect.
Okay, okay, for
And it's
sure,
like,
for
okay,
sure.
so
You're
what
right.
happens when
Thank you
we're
for keeping me
both,
focused.
what if we're both 78 and we want to
That's
go to
that's
the
different.
beach? Now we're both
That's not.
wrinkly. You tell me you
Oh,
That's
don't
but
want
that's
to.
that's different.
s-
That's different. That's what, and
yeah.
that's a lot of times that's what women do. They make it that. It's not that. It's the if your man is uncomfortable with how you look, that's the pressure to change. But women will
Okay,
use
I get that.
love as the cushion. Well, you're supposed to love me through thick and thin, and it's like, yes, that is true. Why are you making it so difficult? You can't blame that man being a visual creature for now lacking desire and intimacy when you lack care in self. You drop off, you start lacking in something, and now look, it has an outward effect. What's going on with you internally? Like you start thinking, think about it that way. If you're
But
looking at go ahead.
mm, but what Shanice is saying, and Shanice, what I want to say is that I would, for example, Cheryl, can I use you as an example?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that's fine.
if Cheryl was to get to the obese stage, for example, I would stay still. I would stay. I would still stay with her. Don't get it twisted. It's just I would be encouraging her. Look, babe, still love you. Like I love you. Like still gonna be here, but we need to work on this. I know people that would leave the situation, the relationship. Um, but again, what Aaron said, I think is key, right? Shanice, is maintenance stuff because up to 80 and 90, forget it. No one's gonna be going gym. No one's gonna be watch. No one's gonna be trying to keep in shape. But
Just
from
trying to
the age of
survive at that
20,
point.
yeah, from the age of like that, from the age of like 20 to about probably 40, I think you should relatively have a well enough, good enough body for your man to still how can I politely say it? Lay it on you, as you Americans say, right?
Um,
Um,
guys,
and
can I
and,
add
and
something when you're
go on, sure.
no, I was thinking, right, what for me anyway, it's going to depend on the reason. So for example, if it's like, say, someone had an accident or some sort of illness,
Mm,
and that's something that's out of your control, like, and you've and it means you can't work out, or you're stuck, you can't move about, you're not so mobile, like, I suppose, when it's something like that, you would sort of expect your partner to have empathy, you know what I mean,
mm,
like, if you love them that much, like, obviously you're human, so sometimes you feel like, oh, I wish this never happened or whatever, but I suppose when you're put in a certain situation, you kind of have to deal with it for what it is, and
yeah, and I
you know
understand that.
yeah, I guess, but
Yeah. And
yeah,
I
that's
feel
all I was
like
sort of gonna say, I guess.
no, but you got a point because it's like, but when it's in your control, there's no excuse because you're still
And
working
that's
within
all.
you're still within the
There it is.
maintenance. You see, there's something
I think
key,
it's
right?
also
Because
just the way. Go ahead.
no, you go, Sheen.
Do you ever feel like it's? I think in most situations, it's the way the men or the husbands bring it up to their wives. It may be in a way
That
that
could,
maybe if she is already feeling insecure about her weight or the weight gain,
mm,
and they say it in a way that just makes them feel even more shit, it's like, okay, are
do
you gonna
you
help
guys?
me? Are we gonna make lifestyle changes? Or are you just gonna tell me to get my fat ass up and go to the gym? You know?
Mm.
No, yeah, there is a way of, and that is also part of maintenance. The way that I talk to Sherelle, for example.
There has to
So, for
be some
example, how could
compassion.
yeah, compassion, say
So
it in a
then
compassionate way. But go ahead, Aaron.
the way you say something, how
I know what you're gonna say.
how do you feel like women like the truth given to them when it's about their
Mm,
sore spots?
Soften. I don't know how else to say, but like,
No, you can. Yeah. Okay. Softly. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
I
tell
agree.
it to me like you still love me.
Softly.
Don't just
Okay.
So
be
So
like,
so
what
so
damn,
is
so
so
you fell
so
so
can,
off.
so let me say this. In the world that we live in, it is extremely fake, and the truth is real and rare. So when it's brought up to you, if it's given softly, isn't there an opportunity that it's missed? Because
Mm.
mm,
everybody's giving out those soft
Mm,
truths, and then people are mishearing it. Oh, I thought you meant whether you just said, "Hey, this is happening."
right, and they could treat it as I'll get round to it
If
when
you
you're
want a
actually
real life
saying this
example,
is important.
deal with
Yeah.
deal with the court of law. If you don't have a witness to say exactly what happened, the truth, then everything becomes up for grabs. Now the prosecution, now the dance of litigation, timing, evidence, all because there was nobody seeing it. That's why when somebody has a video of something, the truth, it's like, oh, well, we now rule the defendant. The case is immediately wrapped up.
Yeah. Sorry, bro. Do you mind if I play these voice notes quickly? We've got
Run it,
two, and then I'll. Yeah.
run it.
I definitely think that maintaining yourself physically in a relationship is important as any other aspect that you have to maintain, because at the end of the day, when a person looks their best, they feel their best, they act their best. If you gain a couple pounds or more than a couple pounds, you're probably not going to be the same person that you were when you were 5-10 pounds, well, that's probably really extreme, let's say 20-30 pounds lighter.
mm,
Mm,
But then at the same time, I feel like your significant other or whomever you're dealing with, if they're not happy with it, then they should probably take the time out to encourage you to maybe do something about it in the sweetest way possible. I don't really know how you could do that nicely, but it has to be done probably.
and I get what you're saying, because you got to have a balance. There's an urgency for you, for example, that I'm gonna use Aaron as an example. There's an urgency, Aaron, bro, that you need to lose weight in order for you to play on the pitch as fast as you need to, right?
Mm.
But then how do I say that with passion and urgency at the same time? I'm sure I'm gonna use you as an example. I'm just gonna. How would you feel if I approached you? I said, sure. I sat next to you, and I said, sure. Um,
Hmm.
still love you, but um, the way that see, I'm even struggling to think. It's very okay. Um, sure. Can we go to the gym together? Because I've noticed that you know you've gained a few. Still love you, but I want to get you back to how I first saw you. Now, me saying that, how would you feel? Me saying that. Is that too harsh?
No, no, I don't believe that's harsh, but knowing me, like, I'll give example of what I'm like. If there's genuine reasons, like obviously, like when you're living with someone, as much as you may have the intention, and even you may even want, yeah, you may want to do it, but it depends on what life is like at home. Like, I think I would compromise and say, well, I'll try and do it, say, 2 days a week because I've got so and so going on. Or I would maybe, to free up my time, I would maybe ask you if you could take on a few more things around the house or something like that, because
Mm,
sometimes everyone's work life, and family life, depending on your situation, can be a lot. So sometimes you want to spend more time for yourself. But I don't have kids, but I can imagine someone who has kids, like one or a lot more than one, and you have to
but
sort out dinner, you have to do this and that. You want to make the time, but you physically are too tired. So
yeah, but
yeah.
there's and there are ways around that too. And if that was the case, it would be there's even some these meal guides. Um, Elsa, sure, she was talking about certain things you can eat as well to kind of if you
Mhm.
can't find time for the gym, there's things you can eat um, to kind of start losing weight, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Or buy things that you can do in the house if you can't go
yeah,
out
in
and
the
do
house, yeah.
something.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, so
There's
there's
YouTube
no
on TVs.
Yeah.
You can
hmm
look up a workout video.
yeah,
Weight loss
you
starts
got
in the
apps.
kitchen. Ultimately,
Yeah. See, Aaron, I hope you agree with me saying this, right? Because
Hmm.
women, most women, I know it's definitely not our women, but they're mostly focused on the bag a lot, right? And the man is the currency almost. But when it comes to our women, I feel like that is our biggest currency. That is something that means a lot to us. When she walks into that meeting, we want her to be looking her best, right? That is that's our
Yeah,
um that's our money. That's our value right there. When you look at her, that's how much I'm
bro.
worth. You know what I mean?
Like, come on.
And that's why it's so important for us men to like make sure one, we're in shape. So she's in shape, but also as well that also her character and everything else is in shape. Also that she's respectable, and obviously we have to be respectful to us, our women as well. But she is our biggest bag.
Yes,
You know
bro.
what I mean?
Because going back to, yes, bro. Going back to the look. All right. Okay. The way
I'm
I
letting
look,
you
because,
loose,
bro,
bro.
bro, thank you. The way I'm peeping this is like, there's no way that we acquire tools and don't use them. You're telling me we get the house, the car, the stable jobs, financial stability, but we never travel. And we stay under our means for the rest of our lives. And we say our souls are going to be given to our two generations. We are deciding that our lives are going to be, we're just going to save, 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 save. We're not enjoying anything. We'll die working. That's our goal. Okay, respectable, but we have all the tools. We hit $1 million 2 years ago, and we're just on top of the world. But we will not utilize any of it. Our families need us. Um, there are people that you know could certainly use a couple extra dollars, and we're just like, nah. We have the tools. We're just
Mm,
selfish as fuck. Okay, fine. Now bring that right to the relationship. We get all the tools necessary for you to be healthy, take care of yourself, for your soul to be okay. We get therapy. We go on dates. We are intimate with each other. We talk about every little thing, every crevice of our brains, every little thing that fires off, and we just flop. We don't. We are selfish towards our tools. We do not use them to become better. If you think an overweight or an unhealthy version of you will be the best version of you, you're just in delusion.
mm,
That's not how that works. It's not. Nobody's telling anybody to go become a bodybuilder or some fitness guru. No. Willpower, effort. The moment somebody becomes uncomfortable in the relationship because of your aesthetic and you have the ability to change it, change it.
mm,
If you have medical issues, this is not the conversation for you. This portion of it right here. If you are something is inhibiting you, prohibiting you rather, from moving forward with your physical because some whatever, even mentally, fine, fine. But for those that are in healthy relationships or are seeking healthy relationships, physical, how you look, I promise it's on the majority. It's on the majority side of being one of the most important aspects of a relationship. Because, I mean, think about it.
mm.
How many people are kissing people with yuck mouth or horrible oral hygiene?
I don't know, bro.
And that's a visual thing. I hear so many times women
ew.
saying things like, yo, he's got to have nice teeth, or just, he's got to have good hygiene. Those are visual and
Oh
ocular
yeah, I've heard the hygiene
things.
part. Yeah,
Yeah, like, they got to see that. They need to see that. You need to. You need to know how to clean things and all of that, but not going too deep into it. It's just that's the point.
Well, yeah,
If a
because
woman is oh god,
no, go on.
if a woman is actively kissing a man with a yuck mouth, everybody just challenges her mental state or what she wants. They're just like, well, what are you on? He he visually there are teeth and rotting things hanging out of his mouth, and you're slobbing him down. Are you insane?
No, bro.
And that's women cringing at other women. So
Mm.
imagine men when they look at men and they're walking in with
Mm,
an overweight woman. Are you insane? Why did you bring her here?
mm.
And yeah, now it hurts. Now it stings, right? Yeah, we laughed earlier, but now you see that's the difference right there. That's that
Mm.
softness right there.
I was like, oh damn. I felt
Yeah,
bad
it's
for this
that.
overweight girl. I seen her in my head and everything.
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah.
The men are responding the same way. It's translated
Okay,
masculine,
but you can close your
translated
mouth and no
feminine.
one sees your teeth.
Nah,
If
look,
someone's
it's a
overweight is
visual
overweight.
thing.
Like,
We already
they're supposed to
established
stay in
it.
the house until they lose weight.
We already established it. It's a visual thing. It's a like a woman. It will not even go that man's way if his teeth is looking crazy.
Yep, that's right.
So now a man
Okay,
will
you're
not
not
even go
wrong.
that woman's way if she's looking crazy. That's
It's
the
true though.
trophy. When the
It's
woman is
true.
being, when it's her time and her event, she's going somewhere. Um, you need to look up the part. You can't come in there in flip flops, no haircut, you didn't shower. She's not allowing that. You will not come around the other women that I admire to look like a fool. You're
You
embarrassing
see,
me.
the same way how women seek validation from other women is men do it differently, but it's the same for us men when we walk into a room full of men, and and then we show our woman that is very, we know what we know what they're thinking. It's like, bro, you. It's like someone told me. So actually, one of my female cousins told me years ago, Nathan, you can do better than that. You can do better than that. She's not your type. You know what I mean?
That's literally that's what happened.
And it's just how the world is. It really is. But men are definitely visual, um, very very visual, and we have standards too, like you women do. I mean, women. I don't want to go too much into it because what you women want from men. I mean, okay, actually, let's get into it. Um, okay, when it comes to intimacy, there are some requirements you want your man to meet, and what if he didn't meet those requirements?
No sex. Sorry.
Right, exactly right. So it's like it's like,
Boom.
okay,
No, I
no
feel like
sex, right?
no.
If you gain weight, if you're obese, I'm sorry, there's not. It's Shanice, right? It's very hard for us men to even get it up because the what you used to look like, it doesn't look like that anymore. So it's very hard for us to get aroused at something that we just
I understand, like,
wasn't attracted to
from a
begin with.
man's
But
point
don't
of
no no,
view.
but don't get me wrong though. The love is still there. Like I'll but the intimacy part is affected. The same way if you
Yeah.
was disrespectful to Aaron, for example, what
Hmm.
could be affected in that relationship could be his respect for you, and you know what? There's no intimacy at all either. And by the way, you haven't gained weight. You're still the same because of your attitude and where your character is. That part is just cut off.
Mm. No, I get that.
Mm.
I get that.
But it
It,
is.
it's
I feel
harsh,
like
but I understand that it's true.
yeah, it's true. But
Mm.
the women judge differently and men judge differently. But I think it is fair because within reason, like what Sherelle said, if something wasn't expected sexually when you physically look at a man naked and you didn't like something, women wouldn't go there. They most of them wouldn't.
Yeah.
And if
Nathan,
the
it's not
experience was bad,
it's not even about like obviously if you're not if something's turning you off, like you said, the men won't get it up, the women just ain't gonna get wet. So it ain't happening, to be honest. That's just, yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so mm-hmm.
Thank you for saying it for me.
I think
But
for men, it's like a physical disconnection, and for women, it would be like an emotional disconnection.
see, it can be for men too, though. It can be slightly. I mean, because the emotion part is still there, as in I'll care for you and everything. I ain't gonna leave you just because you gain weight, because we can still correct that, right? I think,
Hmm.
Aaron, you know what I'm trying to say, right? Hopefully I'm saying it right.
Break it down. Wait. Before you break it down, we got a voice note. Nina.
I will say though that I think that men get away with looking a little crazy easier than women do.
Yes,
Oh, that's
you are correct. You're absolutely correct.
Okay.
Let's
they
let's
have
let's
no
make sure we understand that. Yes.
This is
they
fact.
have no style. I'm seeing a lot of men with no style these days.
Yeah.
Oof,
Yeah. Like,
jeez.
and I mean, there is that. Like, I take pride in fashion. I
Oh my
take
god,
pride in being
me too.
stylish,
Yeah, me
and
too.
it makes things easier. Um, so yeah, Nina's right. It's and I think Nathan was saying that about aesthetic. Well, it was way back on one of our earlier stereos, and he was like,
Mm,
men have to care about how they look. And I
they
think a
do.
lot of times, yeah, you mentioned that, how about how men are getting away with that. Um, but I will say women accept the standard, accept the double standard. At a certain point in status, um, it's just what it is. I'll leave it there. Accept it there. Don't accept the double standard if y'all are on the same level financially. I'll
Hmm.
always say that because it really wouldn't matter. Your man's a boss. You're a boss. Everybody can shut the fuck up. Like, it's like that. So just keep that in mind. If y'all come
Oh
out
gosh,
as
Aaron.
billionaires and it's sweatpants and flip flops, everybody's still taking pictures. Like, keep that in mind.
Mm,
You know, the equivalent of that is if you make 100,000 in a year and combined, and y'all go to y'all family events or whatever, and y'all not the snazziest. Like, yeah,
mm.
okay, that's cool. It's all right. Y'all are okay. Just that's just my opinion. And take it how you want to. I've always felt like that. Now, some days I'm not gonna feel like it. I'm gonna be a really fashionable, relaxed.
Mm. You got casual and you got casual formal and formal.
Yeah.
Mm,
It's just me though.
Denise, does that kind of? I feel like you're
Yeah,
slightly
honestly,
worried,
that's
but
no, because I mean, usually we still end up aligned with what we have on. Like,
yeah,
I sometimes though, like I will say I feel like I don't I don't dress up as much because I get so
you don't what?
like not like a bad comfortable dress up as much, but like I've kind of switched to a more cute comfortable instead of like a dressy comfortable like cute.
Oh no,
I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say.
no, we're talking about men anyway. Like in terms of men, sometimes our dress sense looks down, but I feel like as men we need to keep our appearance.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Women,
Absolutely.
women get away with, in a good way. You can dress casual and women can still look cute. I mean, women don't have to wear heels all the time.
Yep.
It's different for women because
I feel like
I feel like women have a natural instinct of just looking like a woman. Does that make
right, but
sense?
then I feel like all a man because you got I mean besides like a haircut and you know keeping up with their hygiene, grooming
Mm.
yourself like that's really what is the focus. I mean, there's not much to do compared to what a woman has to do to kind of upkeep themselves. So it's like you guys don't really have not to say you guys don't have much to do, but it's like okay, this is the bare minimum. can do this
What what
and
what do
we'll
you
still be
think?
good.
What do you
Nathan,
think
what do
it
you have
is,
to
bro?
say about it?
You see, I think it. I I and you're gonna have to prove me wrong, but I kind of politely disagree a little bit because men still have to watch their weight as well. Okay, we have our hair to do, and I know,
Okay,
which
that's true.
women's hair take longer for men. Okay, I get that. I get it. But a lot of men, you hear a lot of men say, "I just like the natural you." A lot of men, I'm talking about the eligible ones, they will say, "Look, you don't need all this stuff." I tell Shro all the time, "You don't need to put too much makeup on or whatever. Or you don't need to put all that on today. Like, I like you the way you are." So
Yeah.
I feel like women choose to do a little bit more because they think that they have to upkeep themselves in a certain way.
Ooh.
I also just feel like we like it.
Mm,
I'm not gonna lie.
But if that's a choice, I know I'm with
It's
Nathan
still a
right here. I didn't
choice
even
for
think
sure.
about that. That's
yeah,
real.
because if you look on Twitter right now, bro, you've got a lot of women that see. I feel like
That's real.
women look good. Women want to look good for each other, and but when it comes down to the man, I feel like they feel like they have to. Sure, you know what I mean as well, right? Because we've talked about this, but you feel like
Hmm.
you need to upkeep yourself a little bit more for us to be to stay attracted to you. Which, honestly, the makeup and
Yeah.
the wigs, and it's really not needed. It's really not.
Well,
Yeah.
you say
I'm with
that.
Nathan 100.
And then you
Hmm.
choose to do more,
You
and
say
it's
Because
that,
we
like,
but
want to though.
you had a really pretty friend, like one of your friends who I
no,
love
no,
to bits
oh
is
God,
I well, this is when I we were first we were engaged at the time, and we were in a
Okay.
shop. I wasn't fixed up at all, and then
Okay.
Nathan's friend had a lace front on and her makeup and all that, and it was so bad I didn't even want him to introduce me to her because I was just thinking, "La, I do not look good at the moment.
yeah,
Like,
but
and he
this
was
is what I'm
thinking I was
saying though,
looking
Shiro, right?
fine."
You
And
women want to look good for other women, but you was okay walking in town with me without any makeup on or whatever until you saw someone that I knew who you classed or you thought was pretty
yeah, but it's
on your
just
level.
Mm.
So
Okay,
so
yeah, I
but
mean
this is what
because you don't want to be chill in the area where other people are dressed up. That's just
But you're
yeah,
forgetting that you came
and
like
with
if
me
but we
anyways.
was in the
That wouldn't
mall. Yeah,
matter.
yeah, you
okay.
came with me anyway, so there was no
If that was the
there
case, I
wasn't a
would have checked
problem.
you at the door. I would have checked you at the door. Yo, you don't look
Yeah.
appropriate. Do something.
So what I'm saying is you
yeah,
women want to look good for other people, especially when you if I knew somebody like or if you like you want to look good for your women and you forget what us men want or like. We don't.
yeah, but
See,
we could really be looking bad one day, and like because you love us so much, like, oh, you're perfect the way you are. You're just for me, I'm like, have you seen my hair this morning, sort of thing.
I told you
Literally,
on
I
that
look at
day.
myself in the
I
mirror and
told
I'm
you on
like,
that day.
are you lying to
I was like,
me?
Yo, I do
Exactly.
have a confession though.
no.
Wait. I do have a confession. I
Ah,
do have a
Oh,
confession.
oh,
Okay,
what's
so
up?
check this out. So sometimes I'll let Bay go out the crib like a little kind of not put together, just so some men don't pay her attention.
wow.
That's
I'll
very
Confession.
say that.
interesting. I
Yeah,
don't. I've
I'll
never
just
thought.
like I'll notice something and
Honestly,
I'll be like, yeah, that's perfect.
I've never thought of that. But every
Yeah,
time I do go out with Cheryl, I tell her I want you to look
KG.
bomb. Like I want her to look right. Like
yeah.
you know.
There's just times I'm just like, oh, put it all away, but she can't. But naturally, she'll make an accident, and I'll be like, perfect. That's great. Because you're you, this happened, and now, yes, you look great.
You mind if I play the voice notes quickly?
Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, I get that because like if I put on a sweatsuit and my man put on a sweatsuit, I probably look a little more, I don't want to say put together, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Mm,
Okay, I want to touch on the what Nathan said about women up um I don't know, like basically wearing makeup and dressing cute or whatever. Women feel like they have to do that. women are conditioned at a very young age for that. So I feel like a lot of that comes from being younger. And when you get older, you kind of have to train yourself to think differently.
Mm.
That's
I
facts.
agree.
See, okay, so but now we're saying, and I'm sure Aaron has said it, right? And I've definitely said it, sure, that um we still love you without makeup on. I mean, I get it because of the way the world is, but I'm gonna use my sisters as an example. They have not touched makeup at all. You know this, Sherelle. They just don't wear makeup,
Well, maybe it's
and
their
they've been
confidence
pressured
as
too. But
well, because
it,
they've
it
got
uh,
natural hair. They've always had natural hair, and they've always just
no,
loved it.
I'm talking about the makeup, darling. You have natural hair, and
Now, but it wasn't always the case.
when I met you, you had nothing else. But
Any-
but
Anyway.
no, no, but I'm not talking about hair. I mean, ah,
Yeah, but for like, I do believe like the makeup and hair comes in it, because it's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, you always
okay. I'll
see,
I'll I'll
yeah,
I'll I'll put it
I
this way,
think that
darling.
is
Right?
a bit
If
linked,
you
to
if
be honest,
if you saw
sometimes.
me if you saw me going everywhere with you in a suit all the time, but just like everywhere I went, I was in a suit. Would you think, okay, you're doing a bit? It's a bit too much. I get why you're doing it, but it's just a bit much.
Yeah, I would.
Right.
I would
But what
actually.
about
Yeah.
and what us guys are saying is relax, tone it down a bit. It's okay. I love you the way you are. This is what I told you when I met you. The reason why I came in that hotel, like I said, because I wanted to see your face without makeup on. Because
That
again,
was
us men are
sneaky though.
visual. Us men are visual. I need to
Mhm.
see what you like look without makeup on. If you go on Instagram now or Twitter, you can't see women's real faces anymore without makeup
You
on.
know what
That's
I
how
want to
bad
say?
it is.
You know what, Nathan? I want to add to that because this is because I'm trying to take the filter that Shanice said about softer truths. So here's an attempt. I
Mhm.
would just like to see you without makeup because it is reassurance of my choice towards you.
Mm,
Like it's
that's good.
the
I like
it's the it's proof that and this is what she is. Because if our love is a unique experience, then don't plaster it with general stuff. Like everybody does that. Give me you, please. That's the softer truth of it. It's still no makeup, please. But like
that. No,
because you
within
see, like
reason. No, no,
you gotta
within
do that
reason.
within reason.
Within
And I mean,
reason.
because yeah, I get it, I get it.
Because
Like
we're not saying
nobody's
don't wear makeup at all.
yeah, but that you brought up. I'm talking about intimate, like the buildups, the buildups. Like you should remember the preference of the man you love, and so that should always be what you're working on. His preference. What does he like about, and what form? It's not you're not losing your individuality because compromise. Realism. You didn't choose him because he's this unrealistic bimbo. He's not a bozo. He's not an idiot. He's not telling you to go look like something else. He's telling you to really enhance you. Our love is enhanced when there isn't any makeup, yet makeup makes your security feel enhanced to the world.
Right. Yeah. That's what you said it better than I did.
Okay,
But what?
so that's that's something Aaron, what he's saying is true. Like my two friends in the audience, hey guys. Um, I know from high school days, I I only have like naturally I only have half an eyebrow, right? Like it just doesn't finish off at the end. And I learned in high school how to do my eyebrows, right?
Hmm.
So I wouldn't like even going into college and stuff, I would only draw my eyebrows. Like I wouldn't do anything else, maybe like mascara sometimes, but I wasn't doing the whole thing.
Mm.
And Aaron would tell me all the time, like, oh no, no eyebrows, no eyebrows, no eyebrows. And I'm just like, okay, but I felt like my face finally looked how I wanted it to look. And so it's always been like, it was a struggle for a while for me to be like, he likes me without them, but I like me with them. Do you know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
it really wasn't
Mm.
until like more recently that I would say from like January, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I have only done it a handful of times, like actually put them on because he's made me feel so comfortable and so like me that I actually don't have to put them on anymore. Does that make sense? Like it
Mm.
took
That's a
some
good thing.
time, but yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's a good thing.
I think with me, like it was, well, with you it was your eyebrows. With me it was my natural hair. To be honest, it's like I think I always used
Same.
to wear like a lot of well, more crochet braids, for example, because I always thought that I looked more done up and things like that. But
Yeah,
like I feel like I've accepted, like I've gone more natural because Nathan made me feel really, like, it's not that I didn't feel beautiful before, but at times I didn't feel completely accepted with other men. For example, one previous ex said they only liked me when my hair was in a certain style. And so I
yeah,
was a lot younger then. So it was almost like I was so inexperienced and almost and I didn't really have that much love for myself actually, which is why I
yeah.
accepted
Mm.
those rubbish
Cause
things
she,
basically. But yeah,
cause she has a lot of hair, like huge. It's, it's like Simba.
It's so
Like she has a
funny.
lot
I
of
went
hair.
through the same thing.
Yeah,
yeah,
I think a
and
lot
it's
of us
like,
go through that.
yeah, we
you're
did.
hiding that under all of that. Let it go, man. Like there's so much natural style she can do, which she does do, and
Natural
it
hair
just
just
looks
takes
nice.
it takes a lot. It takes a lot
I
of
know,
time. It's time
and I did
consuming.
have
It's a
patience with
full-time
her. I still do
job.
have patience with her, but it's like, you know, you see, and I get it, but you know, I just I like to see us men. We like the natural, you know, uh,
Yeah.
and that's it. You don't have to straighten your hair. I like my wife with her afro. I like it when she puts it back into a bun. I like I like the natural stuff she does with it.
But
You like
again,
Hey,
that
her.
as you
You like
should.
her.
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
exactly, Arif. I like her, and I like her features.
And it's
That's why
deep. Yeah. It's deep,
I
man. Like
don't
men are
need.
depositors. Like we impregnate y'all. I want to see you cause like because go no, cause think about it. The reassurance for a man, cause he's visual, right? Like that's what my little ones is gonna look like. I'm happy about that. I'm really proud
Mm.
of that. It's deep. But that's on a masculine level. Y'all don't think like that when it comes down to visual. Y'all think like that on an emotional level. Like he's gonna be such a great dad because he's so nurturing towards me and understanding emotions. Men, we gonna look so fly because she's so pretty. Wow, man. Both of them should be accepted.
Mm,
Both of them. It's just a masculine way of saying the same thing. It's still forever. You like
so,
when you
so
start dealing with terms like forever, you gotta really get comfortable with being what that person wants forever. That's what you got to
mm,
start saying to yourself. Like, get
mm,
out of that mindset of it's just me. No, it's us. That us is heavy. It ain't it ain't one sided. Like, you got to remember the build up for intimacy. Like, a lot of women are visual when it comes down to the foreplay aspect of intimacy, right? It might not even start with no touching. It might start with you doing that thing that you do with conversation. That's
Mm.
where it started for her at 8 a.m. when you was
Yeah.
reassuring her that everything was fine.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
That's that, and then the workday goes on, but you sending little text messages, y'all, I'm thinking about you, or tell me something about your day or whatever. Now giggling like y'all in high school. But then that 9 p.m. hit, everybody then got cleaned up. She's ready. She's
Mhm.
ready. You out here talking about food and you doing more reassurance. Hey, I brought you some food. It's overkill now. You brought her food.
Mm. It puts you in the mood
It's
though.
yeah, like
Absolutely.
because all that is nurture. And it's a deep level because throughout moment, remember, there's a lot of ways to mess up in a day, especially with your partner. And when you choose the right option multiple times over and over again, it's in her mind, it's like, wow, I am known, I am seen, I am cared for. Securing the emotions
Yeah.
makes her want to get feral and primal. Now she wants to secure your situation.
Girl.
So like it gets to that point, and I think the more women understand that men do that to what they like and what they like seeing, it's just easier. I can't tell you how nice my mom has been to me when I had a haircut versus when I was scruffy. It was the weirdest thing I realized. So women aren't that different either
Mm.
when it comes down to the
I've
visual
noticed
thing.
I've noticed a difference
Yeah,
in your
like
shape up.
even
It's
my
good.
girl, like when I get a haircut, she talks to me differently.
Oh yeah.
The response is
Oh,
different. And
Okay.
we're not that different when it comes down to the visual aspect
oh
of it. It's
yeah.
real.
Oh yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
ain't not Mr. Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah.
It's true. I'm
Ah!
not sure. I'm
Ah!
not sure. I'm not sure. Like I said, bro, I don't like my ass touched, but she keeps doing it. So it's like,
But
yeah,
that
I
I love
gotta.
Sherelle. Keep doing it, Sherelle. Because
I'm
just
with you.
because,
No,
just
don't say that.
I'm with
get
you.
him,
Don't say that.
get him. Because that ass is yours, girl. That ass
Right.
is yours.
Yes.
All right,
Remind them
it's true.
every time she walking
But
by.
let's.
It's
But
mine.
but what you said though is a good point. Now let's change it. So now when you don't take into consideration that we say you're beautiful without it, it's almost slightly like a disrespect because you don't care what we think.
Yep.
And in fact,
Yeah.
you care about the world's validation more than us. So why are you here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Give
like
me my unique experience.
yeah, you know, it's your real beauty is underneath all of that. I get to, I
Yeah.
don't even get to see it that much. Let me see it. You know,
Yeah.
it's crazy. So, I mean, and think about it as well. The less you use, I mean, the more cheaper your life is as well. I mean, I'm just saying. But
Yeah, that's true.
um, you know,
Okay. Making points.
um, but yeah, there's I get it because people even made fun of my sisters as well because they don't wear makeup. Why you wear makeup? You know, um, and they've learned. It gave them a chance to learn how to use face products. You know, I've seen people that wear makeup on, and you can see the bumps under. You can see the bumps underneath that makeup, and you know they don't take care of their skin. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you got some people that put layers on layers of. It's getting too extreme these days. I'm seeing makeup done to the neck, but when I look at their ankle, it's a totally different color. I don't know if they are black
Not the ankle.
or yeah, like seriously,
Yeah,
it's
that's
getting
true
too
though.
bad, and it's like, come on, really? Are they really blushing, or is that just red makeup on the side of your cheeks? Like, it's getting too much. But
Mm.
you know, it's so bad you
It's
could rob the
true.
bank and just take the makeup off, and you wouldn't know who robbed you. That's how bad it is. But
Oh, dear.
it's true. But what the men that are eligible for husbands, what they're saying is, I believe, is we love you for how you are. Please let us see your natural you. There's been loads of stories, you can check them up, of a guy actually um got a divorce on his honeymoon because of what he saw one morning. And it was the first time on his honeymoon he saw his wife without no makeup on, and he decided, you know what, I can't be with
Well, I
you. You
just
don't.
feel like
And now, honestly, now when I talk to guys, I say, bro, please know what she looks like first without makeup on. Do what you need to, ask the right questions, but you need to know what she looks like without makeup on.
People
Just
always
for
make
yourself,
that joke and
please.
say for the first date they want to take someone to the pool, but now they're making makeup that's like waterproof. So
True, true. To see everything melt.
yeah.
Mm,
I
mm.
say, I say, do what I did. Put her in a hotel. Don't say you got a second key card. Go in there, see how she looks. That's what I did with Sherelle,
Yeah. At
and I
five,
was
was it
happy.
5:30
It's
or
5 o'clock in the
6 o'clock in the
morning. I was happy,
morning?
so I stayed in bed and I gave her a little cuddle until the next morning. I was happy. I was like, yes, okay, done. Um, so yeah, I mean, ah, but yeah, you've got to. We need to see your natural faces, you know, and makeup is everywhere, and it's very hard to know. Because I'm not being funny, right? Even people who we don't class as attractive, who wouldn't go for, with the right makeup on, anyone can look cute. That's the power of makeup.
That's true.
And if I'm honest,
Mm.
it's selling a fake representation of yourself a little bit. Now someone can say, yeah, but you men get shape ups. Yeah, true, but you can still see the structure of our face.
Mm.
I think, you know, and I think, women kind of have a good, it's kind of same for women because you can style your hair how you want to. If you have a lot of hair, you can style it how you want, and it's cool. You know, and but you don't. Okay, men wear makeup when it's like when they're acting and stuff, but other than that, you will see what a man looks like. Like you'll see his bare face. You'll see if he's got spots in his face or whatever. And but
That's true.
females though, it's very hard. It's very hard to see what we're working with. Let's put it that way. It's very hard to see what we're working
That's the facts, bro. That's the facts. And I don't know when that's going to be more understood universally. Like
with.
you in a dating marketplace, but you're not showing your true self. You want a real man while you are hiding behind the fakeness. It's weird.
It's like say it's
You're
like
not.
saying, bro, it's like saying here's a Nintendo Switch, but it's in the case. You can't open it. But I'm telling you that the Switch is good. Just trust me, it's good. It's in the case. I mean, you open
Yeah,
it, bro, it's all broken. You know.
yeah. Like that's really odd.
Well, then it's also like at that guy that got divorced or during his honeymoon. It's like at no point were you ever in a situation where, like, I don't know, because I'm just like maybe she didn't feel comfortable without makeup.
I think so too because I know some girls in the past when I was at college who sleep with their makeup on with their
That's excessive.
with their boyfriends, but actually it's even not even scientifically it's not even healthy for you to even do that because as you sleep your face rests and what they've said is your pores open up and it can soak
Hmm.
in the makeup and it can get into your skin. It's basically not good for your skin to keep it on over 24 hours. So yeah, I mean it's important. It's important to see the real you
Be
and
you and allow your shoot your real shot. There we go. That's really what I want to say. Like that's not a real shot. You out there talking about how you into this person and you can't even do what you really supposed to be doing. Like you think long term relationships should be established off of fakeness or a genuine connection. Aesthetic is important. People open up to people that look a certain way. It's just how it is. You can pick however deep or how shallow that goes, but I promise it reigns supreme. Like here's an example. Because somebody looked welcoming, a stranger started talking to that person about their real life issues just from the aesthetic. This now inside, this person can be like a mass murderer who also needs therapy, but they're listening and they're giving feedback. It's only from the aesthetic that this person feels comfortable and just starts opening their mouth. How many times are people just talking to strangers randomly? Interaction. People are social creatures. When you follow the rules of the game for real, you'll see why the results are what you're getting, or why. No, just right there. Well, you'll see why you're getting the results. Like this, there are real life rules to this real life. It's not you can't work your way out of it.
Mm. So, is it all a trap? It's only a trap if you don't communicate. Honestly speaking, if you don't have good communication skills, and I don't mean just talking to somebody, because anyone can talk and throw words, but I'm talking when you're really having a one-to-one dialogue. That's probably the right word to use. Then you can really, then it's not what we call as a trap. But this was a very good conversation, and I think maybe we should talk more on the equal exchange with relationships, and what women look at and what men look at. This has been a very interesting conversation, but also understand, Sherelle and Shanice, that
Mhm.
you're fine as you are without makeup. Not I'm not saying don't wear it. There's a, as my dad used to say, there's a time and a place for everything. But like what I gave Shira an example, if I was to walk everywhere with a suit and tie on, it would be a bit too much. Because in some areas
Yeah.
of your life, depending where you go, it's really just not needed, you know. And yeah, does anybody? We've been talking for a while, but does anybody have any comments before we kind of close this? Or
Yeah, honestly, luckily for Aaron, I don't know how to do makeup. So
oh,
if I do
really?
anything, it's not a lot.
Yeah,
I
bro.
don't
Like
do
remember,
much.
this is to the
Okay.
outer world. Like my world is great. Like she don't do that.
Okay.
But
Okay.
like, if I need to go somewhere, I'll have to go to like a makeup artist because
Yeah.
I don't be.
But
I'm fine with you
Shanice,
because
Shanice, when Cheryl did look at your, because I showed her you and Aaron a picture of you guys, she
mhm.
was saying that you're very natural. So Cheryl can
Thank
notice stuff.
you.
Yeah. So
Thank
Yeah.
you.
automatically in
Okay.
Cheryl's mind it was wifey. So
Yeah, literally,
Oh,
literally.
thank
and people
you.
notice that as well. So I'm just giving you a little heads up here, because when people see women, especially black women, that don't have makeup on, and to another woman they're glowing, that you know that there's something important there. You should take notice of that. So if you want validation too, like obviously take Aaron's, but Sherelle, she sees it in you too. So
And
Thank
literally,
you.
anytime, like, yeah, anytime. Because like when I first saw you, I was just like when you see people and you just can see good things about them, and yeah, yeah. So yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm here questions. Thank you. It took me a
You're
while to
welcome.
get here because, like,
But you
when I
got
was in
there.
college,
Mm,
I was,
mm,
doing things, president and stuff like that. I wasn't comfortable being natural. So,
mhm.
always had weave, tried to do makeup, didn't know if it looked right, but I had it on every day. Feels good
Yeah.
to just be,
Good. I think as we get older as well, we kind of stop comparing ourselves to other people. Like you get to
that's true.
start getting comfortable in your own skin as well. Just like,
yeah, and I think as you
yeah,
get older, certain things need to drop. I mean, has anyone frequently seen an old lady with loads of old ladies with makeup on? Like what I mean, like
rarely.
Some of them,
Yeah,
a
some
some of
lot
them,
of
though. I
them
know
look
plastic
it
I've seen
though.
some,
surgery
but
as well.
I've seen some, but have you seen like a huge majority of like old women
Not like
just all
facing,
wearing
no.
pattern? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's something that I do think as you get older, I think you probably slightly pull it off. I mean, but Aaron, Did you want to say anything before we close? But this was a good talk. I really liked it.
Um, yeah, I'm grateful. I I really think this is this is what it's about. Community, challenging ideas, pushing for decency and and greatness. We're not and 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 building that bridge for understanding between masculine and feminine energy. There's no just accept who you choose. Like for real. If you are a man and you are in strong like or in strong love, that's half the battle. Get comfortable with learning the ins and outs of your person. Treat it like a class. Show up on time, ready to go, ready to open your mind to the possibilities of your partner. Like y'all can have all the vision y'all want. Don't be the reason why your partner who you chose isn't further in life. Like just put that in your mind. If you are the hindrance, if you are the reason why they didn't go further because you just shot everything up, like just you need to reevaluate.
Mm.
You should be assisting everybody you run into. Pure intentions. Stop utilizing people for terrible reasons. Just stop that. Men, women, everywhere. Stop.
Thank you, bro. Mm. Well, Aaron, I'm gonna call you for literally 5 minutes. But
Alright,
I know, I
later,
know, I
bro.
know, I know.
Ah,
Yeah.
so cute. Sorry.
Shut up, Sherelle. Stop it. Um,
I was
We
teasing
love the
him the other day. The
bromance. We love
bromance
it.
It's
stuff.
real,
It's
bro.
real.
They called it out, bro. The bromance
Yeah.
is real. Oh, because like
Yeah.
I be taking it serious. I got my when I be doing music with my man's Boozy. Uh, that's my man. I freaking love this guy, and
mm,
like
Yeah.
we'll do that. Like we'll do exactly what we just did. Where it was like I finna call you. And I'm like like uh as soon as the
yeah.
session starts, he'll hit me with the yo, and I'm like yo, and that's the only icebreaker. We just go right into it. Like it's nice knowing that somebody cares about me.
Mm,
Just nice knowing that. Just really,
yeah,
I don't know.
likewise.
On a masculine level though. Like let's not take this out of
Of
context.
course.
Yeah. Well, I mean, y'all know, but we are talking to the
Right.
world. People be twisting stuff. They be getting crazy.
Yeah, true. True.
Nah.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Well, bro, it was a good chat. Thank you guys
All right.
for coming in, especially uh Nija, if that's the
Nina.
correct correct way to say it. Thank you.
Nina.
J J Small, thank you as well. Thanks to everyone that's been listening. Um, yeah, and we'll see you again in the next live video. Live video?
Thank
Live
you.
stereo chat.
Later.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.